Hello, viewers. So we are back again for Saturn Part 2. Now, I have almost covered everything during the Saturn Part 1, but there are so many viewers who encourage me to do certain new things about the Saturn transit in Sagittarius. So I come back again to do the Saturn transit Part 2. Now in this part 2 what we are going to discuss, let me summarize. I'll be giving you a stationary time first of all. Then we'll discuss transit into the Ashtakvarga. We'll see the transit of Saturn over all the planet in the Sagittarius. We'll also see the what are the effect of a Saturn transit in the D9 chart, and again we'll discuss what are the effect of other planet aspecting the Sagittarius sign, and this is going to happen, and what are the ascendant and that effect. Okay, so my dear friend, as I promised, I have mentioned in the retrogression my video also. In my Saturn transit Saturn video also I have mentioned about the stationary period. See, it's a Stambhi. In the Hindi it is called Stambhi, where Saturn doesn't move for a particular degree. See, this is the biggest planet. You will find a Jupiter stationary period for hardly for a year, for a day. In every year there's a day, particular day or 1 2 day. But Saturn, this is only 2017 where it will be going to become twice as stationary. So this is a time where you can utilize it. Now when it will be going to become a stationary, now we'll see that how it will be affecting, right? So first of all, from motion to retrogression, first of all on 2nd of April to 5th of April 2017, it will become a stationary. It's the first moment whereby it will be first of all going to stationary 2nd April 2017 to 5th April. In 5th April, it will move some slightly, and from 5th of April to 10th of April 2017, again it will be a stationary for a particular degree. So this is a two time you got at least I believe 7 days you got. So 2nd April 2017 to 5th of April 2017, and again 5th of April from gap of 8 hours, again it will become a stationary to 10th of April. This is a time where from motion to retrogression it will be stationary, and while it's going back to the sign and retrograde again, it will be on the particular day on 21st of September 2017 to 24th September 2017. Again, from 27 of September 2017 to 30th of September 2017, again it will be a stationary. So almost for a year, in the entire year, you will get a 12 days at least. Almost 12 days you find Saturn will be a stationary. Now many viewers said what to do and what not to do. See, Saturn is a planet of deeds, is a significator of deeds. So this is a time whereby you can change your deeds. It will not be accounted. Okay, it will not be accounted means it will wipe up all your past deeds. There is no more a secret now. So during this stationary period, you can serve the human being, you can do the better thing for the people who Saturn affect. Okay, so whatever the deeds, special deeds, or your life dream, whatever things you desire, you can do during this time. If you don't do anything, just do a good deeds by thinking good for others. You can do also charity donation, already I have mentioned in the last video, so that by that way also you can help and wipe out your old past karma, which is also called a stagnant karma which doesn't move. So these are the deeds which you can wipe out the old deeds and you get a benefit out of positively. So this is a main important things about the stationary Saturn. So just see what is going to happen during the stationary. You will not find it, as I told you that 12 days you will find this 12 days in this year itself. In this year itself, you will be finding that the Saturn will be stationary and not in 2018 and not in 2019. We have already seen that on the 26th of January 2017, the Saturn will move to the Sagittarius sign. On 26th of April 2017, 26th June 2017, it will move to a Scorpio sign. It will be a retrogression. On 26th of October 2017, again it will be come back to the Sagittarius sign, its own sign, by retrogression to the motion. And on 24th of April, January 24th January 2020, then finally it will go to its own house, Capricorn house. Okay, so these are the important dates. One can always refer to it in the all the panchangs, all the ephemeries, so that will be easy for you. Now the second thing what I have promised you to tell, that the Saturn transit in the Ashtakvarga. See, in Ashtakvarga, Saturn is a very important planet because it has a more points also, Mercury after Mercury, and I have already discussed in the Ashtakvarga and Bhinnashtakvarga in which house the Saturn is placed. See, in which house your Saturn has been placed. Okay, in that house, if that house has more than 28 points, remember, if your house occupied by Saturn, suppose someone Saturn is in 4th house, okay, and in your 4th house, if suppose there is a 32 points, so it's a more than 28 points, right? So wherever the Saturn is placed, and if that house is occupy more than 28 points, then you don't have to worry, that Saturn will adjust your that house and it will give a good result. Now in transit you have to see in the Sagittarius sign, wherever it plays. Suppose you are in the Cancer ascendant, that means in your 6th house. Suppose you are Sagittarius ascendant, Dhanu Lagna, in your ascendant. Suppose you are Pisces ascendant, Meena Lagna, then you have to see where in the 10th house how many points is there. So in that house where the Sagittarius sign is placed, number 9 sign is placed, where you have to see how much point it has. If that house also have more than 28 points, then you don't have to worry, this Saturn will certainly accepted by all these planets and that house also. See why I am talking about 28 points, because the 28 is a margin point, whereby by 28 points you will be able to know that this house is a sufficient point. So where your Saturn is placed, natal Saturn is placed, you have to see if there is more than 28 points. No have to worry. And if your Sagittarius sign were placed and if that house has more than 28 points, there also you don't have to worry about the Sagittarius transit. Now if you have less than 28 points, 25, 22, then you have to work hard. If your Saturn house, natal Saturn house, or that sign has more, less than a 28.24, 28 to 20 points, then you have to work hard for entire life. And if your Sagittarius sign having a less points than 28 points, then suppose in the Sagittarius sign you got only 20 points, 18 points, 26 points, then during the transit of a Saturn you will be facing somewhat a hard efforts in your life, only for 2.5 years. Okay, so this is a change. Now in the Bhinnashtakvarga you have to see the Saturn has given how many points, or Saturn has got how many points in Sagittarius sign. Okay, in Bhinnashtakvarga, if in Bhinnashtakvarga your Saturn has only got only a 0 point, very dangerous for your own health. 1, 2 or 3 point, that will be somewhat hardship. There are somewhat your immunity will be down, and you have to face a stress and physical, there will be a very hardship for you. If your Saturn has a 4 point in the Sagittarius, in your Saturn Bhinnashtakvarga, Shani Ashtakvarga, it is called Shani Ashtakvarga. If your Dhanu Rashi, this Sagittarius sign having 4 point, then this Saturn for 2.5 years will be a moderate. It won't make you a good result, as well as it will not give you a bad result. And if suppose your Saturn has a 5, 6, 7 point, sometimes it appears 8 also. very rarely. So if it is a 5, 6 and 7 point, then during this Saturn transit you will be enjoy that house where the Sagittarius sign is placed. Very easy. So during a transit of a Saturn in the Sagittarius sign, if a 0 point, very crucial for your health. 1 to 3 point, somewhat hardship, hard work, after so many efforts you will be receiving. If you have a 4 point, no bad, no good events. But more than a 4, 5, 6, 7 or even a 8 point, then this is a time where you will get a better result of a Saturn in the transit of this. So I have covered this Saturn transit in the Ashtakvarga and Sarvashtakvarga also. Now, somewhat important thing is now people are very conscious about the transit of a planet in the different sign over the different planet. See now, if your sun is placed in Sagittarius and if Saturn moves over the it, means natal sun plays in the Sagittarius and transiting Saturn is going from this. So this is a time where you'll face some problem from government, from your boss, yeah, government, boss or father. So if you have a father, then his health might be caused. It's not a good time. So if your sun is placed in the Sagittarius and Saturn is transiting over this, 2.5 years is not good for your father. Your boss will call you, or your boss will somewhat create a environment whereby you will going to suffer, or there will be a chances of a government problem. Okay, so be careful and be conscious. If that Sagittarius sign is placed 6, 8 and 12, then definitely that will be a negative result. And if that Sagittarius sign is placed in the Kendra or Trikona, definitely the good result will be getting somewhat delay. That's only a point. If a moon plays in the Sagittarius and Saturn transit over the Sagittarius, this is the second phase of your Sunny Sadesati. Somewhat a physical stress will be there. Also simultaneously a mental phase, because Sadesati second phase is always physical. First is a mental, second is a physical. So if your moon is placed, your mother will be suffered mentally or physically, as well as your mood also get down, depressed. So always keep it up your mood and always involve your things. And this is the right time to do a meditation. For Sagittarius sign who have a moon in the Sagittarius sign, lot of a mental and a physical stress will be there during this period, second phase of a Sadesati. Then they have to do a meditation, donation of a Saturn, and so many things. So many deeds will be surrounding them, so that they have to think. Now if a Mars is placed in the Sagittarius and if the Saturn is moving over this, so all your hardship now is going to give you a result. But if you are thinking new things, if you have taken some new risk, new desire, new things, new material things, if you have purchased a new flat, new property, in during this period, then that will be a somewhat delay, and the position will be delay, some work will be pending, and your efforts, you have to put more efforts, because Sani Mangal is always create a Sangharsh Yog, struggle Yog, whereby you have to work very hard. Okay, so during this transit of Saturn over Mars, it will be a somewhat a difficult period for you, somewhat hardship will be there. And this is Mars is very favorable in the Sagittarius, because both have a same, it's a friendly sign for the Sagittarius Mars, Sagittarius sign. So Mars has already been settled, now Saturn moving over the Sagittarius sign, so it will be delay, whatever the routine things is there, it will be delay somewhat. If a Mercury plays in the Sagittarius and the Saturn is moving over this, then whatever the decision you are going to take, that will be somewhat delay. And after recalculating, reconfirmation, only you take any action. Whatever the decision you have decided, just wait and reconfirm with someone, recalculate, then only do, because the Mercury is nothing but the application of mind. Mercury is not comfortable with this sign, so that is why one has to always check and balance. If your Jupiter is there in the Sagittarius and Saturn is moving, now this is time, because the Jupiter is the own sign. Sagittarius is own sign, so Jupiter is in his own house. So during this time where the Jupiter is in the Sagittarius and Saturn is transiting over it, your family, all your family's issue, social issue will come out, and you have to give and you have to devote some time to your family, right? So this is a time where you have to give more time to your families. Social, there will be an involvement in the social events, any events of spiritual and religious things. If you have decided anything to do during this 2.5 years for your religious things, for your dharma, this is a good time. The spirituality will enhance and increase. Okay, but see that your duty, you have to perform some extra duty for your family. Okay, so that you have to get ready. If Venus is placed in your Sagittarius sign, right, and if Saturn is now going over this, your pleasure. See, Saturn, this sign is a Jupiter sign, and Venus is not comfortable with the Sagittarius sign. It's not his friendly sign. So what happened? That Venus is itself is very much disturbed in this Sagittarius sign, and now the Saturn is transiting. So it may cause you somewhat displeasure in the traveling. You'll face that something dissatisfaction will be happen. Even though there is a booking, you'll not able to travel, or it will be a somewhat a traveling defect or problem during this time. So be careful. If you are going with someone, then try to book in their name rather than booking in your name. Okay, the main booking name should be in the other's name. Okay, so if you are purchasing any car, then take precaution, recalculate it, because somewhat your pleasure will be caused. The pleasure which you are expecting a foreign travel or a pleasure, then that part will be somewhat not giving you a good pleasure. Okay, because Venus and Saturn is a friend, but Venus is not comfortable in the Sagittarius sign. Now, if a Saturn is already there in the Sagittarius and now natal Saturn, and now transiting Saturn is coming, that is also called a Saturn return. If this is a time of Saturn return, and if it is your fourth cycle means if it is you are turning 30, nearby 28, 29 or 30 years, then this is your fourth cycle for Saturn return. If it is a second Saturn return, means if you have already become 58, 59 or 60 years, or even it may be a third cycle, you might be a 97, 98, 99-year old. If it is a fourth cycle, it will give you a relief. Now you are into the good zone. And if you are completing 58, 59, 60, then there will be certainly a cautious time for you to take a step, and it will not be a too pleasure time for you. So if it is your first Saturn return, very good. You learn everything about all 12 house. Now every 12 house will give you good result. But if it is a second cycle, then it will not a good thing. Now the safety and security will start, and you have to do the future planning and your balance life planning. And if it is a third cycle, again you don't have to worry, because it's entering into the fourth cycle, gives you too much good result of Saturn. Okay, so if Saturn is placed over in your Sagittarius, and now natal Saturn is placed in the Sagittarius, and if it's a transiting Saturn is moving over this, is a good time to recover whatever the delay has caused, whatever the effort has done and no result has found. This is the right time to get a result. If someone Rahu is placed in the Sagittarius and this Saturn is transiting, see, Rahu in this sign is a debilitated. So when debilitated Rahu is there and Saturn will be moving over it, so it may cause your accident, mishaps, or something different, something unexpected things will happen. So be careful. Your routine will be disturbed. So therefore you have to take an extra precaution. If a Rahu is placed, Rahu is debilitated and Saturn is moving, so both the planet have a clash. Rahu have no power and Saturn will try to give a result. So there will be a conflict, there will be a sudden event. See, accident doesn't mean the whatever happened on the road, but accident means something happens without your conscious. You are not think about it, you are not prepared about it, and something will go. So if you are not aware about the things, then it might be your disease, some new disease may occur. You might face some government problem or the sudden problem or some unwanted things. A fear will generate it during this time. So you have to take a extra precaution if your Rahu is there. And if Saturn is moving over the Ketu, because people says Rahu act as a Mars and Ketu is act as a Saturn. So Ketu is a very favorable with the Saturn. So if a Ketu is placed in the Sagittarius, it's Saturn transiting during this time will increase your spirituality. That's a very good time for you to enter into the new spirituality. You will find some guru, some religious person will come to you, and that will be enhance your things. Whatever the deeds as balance of a past birth, I will advise whose Ketu is there in the Sagittarius and Saturn path. During the stationary Saturn, do utilize this time. It's not a secret. When you experience, you will come to know what I mean to say and what you will going to enjoy during this time. Okay, there will be a totally different mood. Do maximum yoga and meditation during the Saturn stationary time. You will get a universal good benefit and positive things will turn towards you. Okay, so this is all about the planet who has seated in the Sagittarius and now Saturn is moving over it. So that is a transit, as I told you what will be going to happen. Now, see, many people has asked if my Jupiter is aspecting the say natal Saturn, then it will be reduced or what. See that I am getting clear. Now we'll think that the Saturn is in Sagittarius. Okay, during the these 2.5 years, Saturn will be in the Sagittarius transiting, and if it is aspected by Sun, that means during this period, whatever the name and fame you are not receiving, you are going to receive. So if your Sagittarius sign is aspected by Sun, and now the Saturn has come that sign, so whatever the name, fame and recognition you are not achieving, you are going to achieve. Good thing. If your moon is aspecting that house, Sagittarius means moon has placed in the Gemini sign. Now we are talking all aspecting a seventh aspect, direct aspect. So if your moon is aspecting your natal moon is aspecting to your transiting Saturn, then during this time all your dreams will come true. Whatever the things you have in the mind and mood, your mood will change and your dreams will come true. Good things. If Mars is aspecting your Sagittarius sign, then whatever the delay has already been caused, now it will fast doing action. Now is the time of action. Mercury is aspecting to the Sagittarius sign. That means whatever the pending decision, for some reason you have not taken, take during this time. If you are seeking for a new education, it's a good time. Enroll in some new education, you'll get benefited out of it. If your Jupiter is aspecting to your Sagittarius sign, here Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, you have to take a direct aspect of 7, more powerful, and special aspect of 3 and 10 for Saturn, 5 and 9 for Jupiter, and 4 and 8 for a Mars. Rahu also 5, 7, 9, same. But more power will be on the 7th aspect. When it is aspecting a direct 7, it will be more powerful. Okay, so if your Jupiter is aspecting to your Sagittarius sign, then whatever the past relationship, if your family dispute is already there, if there is a problem of inheritance property, if your family is going through some bad shape, now it's a good time to resolve the certain all the pending things. So your social problem will be solved, bad relationship will now turn. But if Jupiter is aspecting Sagittarius, then only. If Venus is aspecting on the Sagittarius sign and now Saturn is moving, that means there's a combination of Saturn and Venus opposite to each other. So whatever the pleasure which has been held in the previous year, now it will be going to give a good result. So there's a good time for you to get all past pleasure which you are not able to seek. Now there's a time to get that pleasure, right? So Venus aspect is also good. If Saturn, your natal Saturn in Sagittarius sign, and if this Saturn is on the Sagittarius, that means you are 15 years. 45 years, right? Or 75 years. If you are age of 15 years, 45 years, and you're 75 years, then this will happen. So this is a blessed time, as the Saturn is already aspecting the Sagittarius sign and natal Saturn has come, so both the Saturn will aspect each other. A very good time for you, whereby you will be able to achieve many things. Many new work will start, many new deeds will be done, many charity, social, commercial, many events will be there for you. Very good time. It depends on which house it is, but there are lot of action during this time. A very good time. Very, very, very good time. If your Saturn is in the Gemini and this transiting Saturn is just coming opposite to it. If Rahu is aspecting your Sagittarius sign, whereby the Saturn is coming, so there is a pratiyuti of a Saturn and Rahu. Rahu is exalted here, so you don't have to forget about it. So Rahu is exalted and aspecting the Sagittarius sign, where the Saturn is moving. All unexpected things will come, and it is better. Where the Saturn is transiting over Rahu, it is bad. But if it's opposite to Rahu, it will give you some good news, some sudden news, something which you have just left it. You will believe that now this thing will not move. That turns out. Okay, so that's a very good time for you to get a good result out of it. And if the Ketu is placed in this, Ketu doesn't aspect. But Saturn Ketu Yuti or Saturn Ketu Pratyuti, even though Shastra Rishi Muni is calling that the Sapit dos, but due to this Sunny Ketu rays, you'll able to meet the person to whom you have some balanced deeds in past birth. So this is a time whereby you can pay off all the deeds. They also who have Saturn Ketu, Ketu in the Sagittarius and now Saturn is transiting over it, or just as Ketu is in the Gemini sign and both are aspecting each other, this is a good time to utilize a stationary period. So whereby you'll able to know what is the secret. Now many people says does it affect D9 Navash? Is there any change in the Navash? We are going to do a D81 or Navanamas chart, whereby you will be surprised that nobody has done so much research about the Navanamas. I will reveal that secret very soon. Be prepared for this. First of all, you learn the Namas, then only you'll able to know the Navanamas. So in the Navanamas, 81 Namas, it is called Navanamas 9981. I'll not talk about the Navanamas now, otherwise your curiosity about 9 D81 will be. See, D81 is something different from a Navanamas what I am going to speak. And many people say you always speak a very simple thing and very common thing, it is available everywhere. No, this is my special research, D81. Yet I have not started anything of a special research. When I'll start, you won't believe. Okay. Anyway, that's something I have spoken out of it. So yeah, it will affect a D9 chart also. See, during the Sagittarius sign, when the Sagittarius Saturn is moving, it will be passing through Mesh Namas, Aries Namas to Dhanu Namas. Now you have to see in your D9 chart, if your Saturn in D9 chart, if it is placed between Aries to Sagittarius, then this Saturn will going to react in your marriage life, in your personal life, and during this is also your personal belief. See, in the Sagittarius sign, there is a Namas starting from Aries to Sagittarius, that everybody know. So if in your D9 chart, if Saturn is placed between Aries to Sagittarius sign, in your D9 chart, see viewers, you always listen carefully what I say. I say very slowly. In your D9 chart, if your Saturn has placed between Aries to Sagittarius Namas, then you have to see between the Aries time. See 3 and 20 minutes will be Aries. 3:20 to 6:40 will be Taurus. 6:40 degree to 10 degree it will be Gemini. Then 10 degree to 13:20 it will be a Leo, Cancer, sorry. From 13:20 to 16:40 it will be a Leo. Then your B. See, I am talking about the 9 months duration, not your 9 months chart. And from 16:40, right, to your 20 degree, it's Virgo, Kanya. And if Saturn is transiting between 20 degree to 20 degree, 23 degree and 20 minutes, it will be a Libra, Tula. And if it is transiting between 23:20 to 26:40 degree, then it will be a Scorpio. And during the last part, see, last part is people say that now it is a degree less, it won't give result. No, during the 26:40 to 30 degree, Saturn will transit in sign Scorpio, and also in the D9, also in the Scorpio, Sagittarius. It will be transiting Sagittarius. It is Vargotami, right? As well as it's a Puskara Bhaga. Whenever in the D9 chart, if your Saturn is in the Tula, Dhanu to Tula is also a Puskar Bhaga, and Dhanu to Dhanu also is a Puskar Bhaga. See, if it is your Saturn is in the Puskar Bhaga, internally you will be very blessed, satisfied, and getting a many things without any efforts, and your matrimonial dispute will also be solved during the degree. You have to see degree wise. When Saturn will turn to 20 degree to 23 degree and 20 minutes, it will be a Tula Puskara Bhaga, and 26:40 to 30 degree, it will be a Sagittarius Namas, again Puskara Bhaga. Except these two, if it is transiting over the Aries, during the initial period of a Sagittarius sign, first 9 months will be there, Aries, whereby Saturn is doubleted. If your Saturn is already placed in the Aries in the D9 chart, this is somewhat a bad time for you. You have to take some extra precaution. It won't last more than a three month, because Saturn is expected 1 degree a month. Sometime it will be Atichari, more faster, and sometime it is very slow. See viewers, again in between I have to say, during November 2016 and December 2016, why I am doing this video is earlier, that's the reason that during the November and December, Saturn will become Atichari. Atichari means fast movement, and all planet in Atichari gives a negative result. Only Saturn during Atichari gives very good result. This is also one of a secret for you. Viewers, see, this is not at all a secret. Everything is written in the books, and you have to search it, what is going to happen. If I tell you everything, you will not able to get a result. You have to experience, and you have to also do research for this. Okay, so during the all 9 months time, if your, suppose example, your Saturn is placed in the Cancer sign in D9, so Cancer 9 months will appear between 10 degree to 13:20. So whenever Saturn turn into 10 degree in Sagittarius till 13 degree and 20 degree in the Sagittarius, you are going to get a result during this time. See, that is your particular period. In the last video I said about the Bhav Madhya, same in D9 you will experience the same thing. This Saturn will give you internally result. Whatever the externally it is giving in your natal chart, that during this particular 3 month, 4 month, whatever the period will be there, you will get a benefit out of it in D9. So I'll be going to post so many videos on D9. My series is already going to be recorded. So viewers, don't be hurried. In D9 we'll learn so many things. Okay, so in D9 you have to see in which sign you have Saturn in D9. During that degree of Saturn moving in the Sagittarius, you will be internally feeling that matrimonial wise, your marriage life will be also either be worse or will be a solve. position of Saturn. See, I can't speak everything because every chart have a different aspect. Many people claim that you always speak about all common thing is available in the Panchanga or calendar or everything. No, see, I can't give the specific things. It's a generalized. When I say specific, then it will be a consultation. Okay. So during this time, where your Saturn is placed in D9 chart, and during particular degree, you will face some or the other benefit or malefic result depending on the placement of Saturn in your chart. Okay. So that's the result about the Saturn in the D9 chart. So as per my promise, I have covered. See, that is also one of viewer has given me. Just sum up with a summary what you have covered during this net. Very good suggestion. So I have covered what will be the effect of a Saturn, what will be the stationary period of Saturn. I have also discussed whatever the Saturn result where the different planets sit in the sign Sagittarius. Then reversely we have seen if Sagittarius sign is aspected by 9 planet, what will be the effect? We have also seen whatever the Saturn will give a good or bad result in Ashtakvarga and Binnashtakvarga. And lastly, we have seen what will be the effect of this in the transit in the all the planet and sign wise. Okay, so placement of a planet, aspect of planet, then D9 also we have discussed. Some also say give the secret remedy about the Sade Sati. See, Sade Sati I have discussed so much things. So for Scorpio it's the last phase, somewhat relief. For Sagittarius it will be a second phase, already discussed. It will be giving you a mental and physical new deeds. For Capricorn it is a first phase, so it will be a good for you. It will be a mental anxiety and worries, but somewhat a new challenge will be there for you. And for the small Sadesati, we already also discussed who are going to face a small Sadesati. So there are two signs with the this Virgo and Taurus. Virgo will be a iron, and Taurus will be also iron. They are also facing 2.5 years. During the retrograde period, the Mesh, Aries and the Leo also going to face this. See, there's no secret remedies in the Sadesati. In Sadesati, you have to do good deeds. You can do Shani Mantra, Om Sham Shanisharai Nama. You can also do Hanuman Chalisa. You can also donate the things. See, Saturn always pleased with the deeds. So if you donate the deeds, donate the good things to the beggars, poor and needy people, it's nothing like that. Experience. So always donate. This will be a best remedy for you, and all the best. Hope I have covered entire thing about the Saturn, and do like our channel DM Astrology. I'll request all the viewers, if you like my this video, please share it to 2 to 3 people at least. If you share more than, it will be happy, so that this knowledge which has kept secret for the years, at least people will come to know. I have worked so much hard things, and now I come in front of you to give you knowledge. At least the other people also get this knowledge. So do share at least 2 to 5 people, everyone, so that other people also will know about our ancient Hindu science. Okay, so do like my video, press the like button. Also suggest other people to subscribe my channel DM Astrology. So thank you viewers, thank you very much. If at all, if anything has not been covered, viewers, please suggest me. I'll be happy to know what other things are left out. Definitely will do some little videos and everything, and I'm trying my best to give a good knowledge whatever I have take from my gurus, CS Patel sir, there's Raman Takkar sir, and my guru MV Mehta sir. I'm very thankful to them. May God bless him, and thank you very much sir. Okay.